The money in ERC is quite a bit bigger. I'll compare it to any vertical, any industry on planet Earth. I'm saying that in all seriousness. I don't know what, like, somebody who sells jets makes, but I know real estate folks that make their 2-3% rips on selling homes, right? You sell $1 million home, you make 30 grand. Anyone here know real estate agents? Is anyone in here a real estate agent? Has anyone here that's a real estate agent sold $1 million home or more? Okay, so one. Have you sold $1 million home a month for an entire year? No. Do you know any real estate agents that do that? You don't personally know any? All right, so if you sell $1 million home a month and you make $30,000 that month, that's a $300,000 a year, $360,000 a year. That's not bad. So comp plan dictates behavior. It'd be nice to sell $1 million home a month. In ERC, you make 4% of basically what the client receives. You bring a client to ERC, you make 4% of what they get. So if you bring someone that gets $1 million, you make $40,000. We brought in clients for about a year before we introduced it to Snap. I mean, we grew really fast, but I knew we weren't able to handle the influx of clients that you guys could bring in. You guys on the live stream, you guys that are here live. I understand network marketing very well. And so I just knew that we needed to really have everything in place before we launched this to Snap. And so Jorns got to that point. But prior to bringing it to you guys, I had people like Doug Kolker, who some of you guys have met, and he's been at trainings. Mike Hall, who some of you guys saw on our Tuesday night training. And some of these folks, Julie, selling $1 million home a month is impressive. It's no joke. We've got realtors in here. Not one realtor in here knows somebody that does that. So people like Doug Kolker, his biggest weekly commission was $1,063,000 for the week. Do you know how many $1 million homes you'd have to sell in a week to make that kind of money? Think about that. So like real estate people would love to sell $1 million homes, but I mean, this guy's signing up enough businesses to make that kind of money. And he doesn't make that every week. His lowest week was $619,000 in the last 60 days. That's his worst week. So you got Mike Hall, whose book of business is actually bigger than Doug's now. It's just a little further behind. So he'll have $1 million, $2 million weeks. And Piper, my little dog's book of business is bigger than all of them. So it's like watching these numbers that come in, it dictates behavior. If I were you, I would put a lot of focus on ERC for a few reasons. Number one, there's an end date. The last day we can file is April 15th of 2025. So in the network marketing industry, for all of my career, my mentor's career, his mentor's career, we've avoided the stigma of get rich quick. Fair enough? Like you ever heard like, oh, it's one of those get rich quick deals, right? That's a negative connotation. And back in the day, I always say it's not a get rich quick. And it never was. Like in network marketing, it's get rich slow. It's not like you're getting rich, in a year, 2 years. It doesn't happen in network. But I said it's always better than getting rich never. And one of my mentors, he works with us in Jorns, and he said, and it was kind of profound, he goes, this is get rich quick with ERC. He goes, if you don't get rich quick, you don't get rich at all in the ERC space. That doesn't mean you can't do delivery, you can't do video, but he's like, this is like, you got a couple years and it's over. And it's like watching George Garza and Kurt Kelly generate enough business to where they've got, over $1 million in commissions coming. That doesn't mean they've been paid that yet because it's the government. We're waiting on the money to hit. But they've generated probably 1.5 million last I checked within a couple months. I would call that getting rich quick, right? Like that's pretty quick. But it's because they understood what they needed to do to generate income because the comp plan dictated the behaviors.